I'm Lisa, and Janelle is right below me. And we own Pop Up Art School, and we are the admin for this group. And Julia Szabo, am I pronouncing your last name correctly?
Sabo.
Szabo.
There's a C is not. It's a Hungarian name, so yeah.
Szabo. Okay, Julia Szabo
Sabo. Sabo.
is here to talk about memberships. Um, and she's also starting her own membership for art teachers who have a studio or a mobile business. So it's great to have you here, Julia. And
Thank
we're
you.
really curious about starting a membership. So we'll have some questions. And anyone who's watching, feel free to put questions in the bottom. We'll be looking at the chat and we can throw questions to Julia as we go along. So thanks for coming.
Okay, thank you so much for inviting me, Lisa and Janelle. So yes, we're going to talk about the membership because last time we had a Zoom call, everybody wanted to know about it, right, Lisa, when you had the Zoom call last time?
Yeah.
So let's start with what is a membership. You probably know what it is, but let's recap it. So the membership is something that you pay monthly or yearly, and you get a recurring something in return, like your newspaper or something else. And you can have the same model for your art teaching business. And there are probably three main types of memberships that you can offer. The first one would be your classes in person or online classes, let's say a monthly basis. You can also offer a PDF for lesson plans or some type of download that you can put it up in usually you can open a closed Facebook group for those. That's the simplest way to do it. And then you just send lesson plans every month. And the third type of membership, you can do like a subscription box where you have a project every month and you send it to your members. And then you go live and you do the stuff together with your members. And one example is one of your fellow art teachers. Her name is Amy, and she started a mother-daughter subscription box. And what she does is she comes up with ideas every month and she puts together a box and she sends it to people, the mothers and daughters, and they have a project together. She goes online a week or so after she sends out the box, and they do the project together within her closed Facebook group and records it, and then they can do it by themselves. And then a week later, she goes live and she answers questions and she checks back on her members. So you can do any of those three or a combination of three. So that's the type of memberships that you can have. And another question that came up during that Zoom call, why would somebody pay for membership when there is so much free stuff out there? YouTube has all the art classes, the internet has all the PDFs for art lessons, and that's true. And if some people do that and it's working for them, but some people, they need more structure. So the membership means that if you go free, you download that stuff and it's your own, or you see it on the internet and it stops there. So you do whatever you want afterwards. With the membership, it's an ongoing thing. It's a bubble, if you wish, that you and your members have. So your members pay for the membership and they get the guarantee that you are going to show up and deliver whatever you promised them to deliver. It also means that you're putting them into a community. So the Facebook group is a private group that you set up for this membership. It's going to be for them where you pop up, you answer questions, and also they have their own questions that they can answer themselves. And you just make it engaging versus just a flat Facebook group. So they get you, they get the community. And the third thing that is very, very important, they do get a progress. They call it a success path or progress path. So which means that you tell them that if you sign up for my membership, you are going to get a box every week. Let's say if you want to think about Amy, what she's doing. And her progress path is not them putting that box, that project together. The success path for her is the bond between mothers and daughters.
Mm.
And because she has three daughters and they're older now, but she says she always had a hard time, bonding with them. So she came up, she used to be an art teacher. She didn't want to do that anymore. So she came up with this membership, and she's doing quite well with that. So one, they have you. Two, they have the community. Three, they have the progress path. And four, and equally important, they have accountability, which means that you tell them, I'm going to take you from point A, B, C, D, E. And they can be at any point. They don't have to be at point A. They can be at point B, point C in the progress, right, when they join. But you make sure that they progress.
Mm-hmm.
And that is very important from just seeing something online and then learning to draw online, right? You hold their hand and you make sure that progress that you promise them is going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the four things that they get from having a membership.
Mm-hmm.
And the one very important thing before you start anything, membership, marketing, anything, you have to know your target market. You have to know who you are going after. So like in Lisa and Janelle's case, they go after libraries, right? So their clients or their market is not the student, it's the librarian who signs their contract.
Mm-hmm.
And same is for you. Like everybody, you have to define if it's a mother-daughter, if it's people who don't know how to paint and you want them to make at the end to be artists, you have to define what the success path is going to be for that market.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for everybody. You cover everything. You teach them how to paint. That is not going to be enough. You have to be niche down, as we call it.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, my membership is going to be for independent art teachers. It's not going to be for dance teachers, not yoga teachers. It's going to be just for that niche.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have that clear mindset about who you are going after, then you know exactly what you need to offer. And back to Amy's example, I consulted with her before she started the membership. And she was very worried about niching it down to mother-daughters. She
Mm-hmm.
says, well, I'm going to exclude the boys. I'm going to exclude the other kids and younger kids. And I'm like, Amy, you have to have a clear vision what you want. You cannot go after everybody who is a mother, everybody who has a child, right?
Right.
So then once she niched it down into mother-daughter, because that's what she knew, because she had three daughters, then suddenly everything just fell together and then it came together. And she was able to do her membership.
Okay. Julie, I do have one person, Esther said, I have a monthly subscription box similar to a membership. Hardest part for her is email marketing. So I don't know if you want to address that now, but maybe you will at some point. So I guess, Esther, you're talking about how to market the membership or the subscription
Correct.
box.
Yeah, that's I'm going to cover some of that, but we can come back after. I'm done. Probably I might answer some of the questions,
Mm-hmm.
but with my presentation, if not, we can go back to that.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
So define target market. You probably have whoever asked the question. You probably have a target market. You have to start with that, and then we can talk about how to reach them through marketing or emails. So, that's number 5. I'm going to talk to how to attract them.
Yep.
So one is emails, if you have an email list. The other one is through your Facebook group or Facebook page. You can start with offering, like one example that I keep giving out is like this artist named Frida Lombard. And what she does is she puts 3 free painting lessons on her Facebook page. She doesn't even have a Facebook group. So she puts 3 lessons and she announces that ahead of time, that she's going to have 3 classes every week and for free. So you can go and paint with her. And then she keeps those classes up for 48 hours for free on her Facebook page.
Yeah.
And you can access that and you can paint and you can review it. And then she takes it down. And many people, they're like, hey, I want to access to, I haven't finished. And then what she does is like, do you want to see me more? Membership. So she puts everybody, she invites them into the membership, and she's quite successful with that. So for that, she has a big following on her Facebook page, and she's very active. So her posts come up. Another way to do it, if I understand well, is like you have an email marketing, which means that you have an email list. And if you have an email list, then you show up on, every Monday, every Wednesday, and you say, hey, I'm going to offer a membership, or I need to read a little bit more about what do you mean by membership, like the box membership. How do you attract new customers? Or so I would like to clarify that question a little bit more.
Yeah.
But if you
some more there, that would be great.
Correct, yeah, because that list can be a list that you gathered from outside your membership or a list within your membership. And if it's outside your membership, then you offer the success path. And you tell them, hey, if you join my membership, then this is where I'm going to take you. If you have a list outside the membership. And another question is like, do you want to grow your list? If you don't have a list and you want to grow your list. And then you have to have some type of free offer or lead magnets that we call, where you get people to give their email address, and then you put them on the list, and then you start working with them.
Right.
So, I don't know if that answers your question, Esther, I think was it?
Yeah, she hasn't written anything back. So I have a question, Julia. So the woman that you're talking about, Frida Lombard, the Zealous Art. So I assume just from listening to different marketing podcasts that people are purchasing ads in order to find her, because she has a huge following. She has 10,000 people.
Correct.
Big. So are people using ads to attract all those people to their Facebook page or Facebook group if they're on Facebook?
Correct. Yes, they do. And actually, we were just chatting with Lisa before we started, and I was poking around membership, finding out about artist memberships online. And, like an hour later or 5 minutes later, I started having all these Facebook ads about people who do the same thing. Yes, it was Facebook advertising. Yeah. And a couple of them that popped up just today one was for a knitting membership. So this lady has 20,000 followers on Facebook page, group or page, I cannot remember, large following. And her ad popped up on my Facebook, and she is having a membership for knitters. Like she has a store, like a yarn store, and she sells the yarn, and also she has projects for knitting. So yes, if you will target on Facebook ads too. Once you figure out what you want, then yes, Facebook ads. And same thing happened. This lady who is offering paint classes, it just popped up on my Facebook. Same thing. They targeted me because I was looking for memberships, for art memberships. So it came up on my Facebook feed, and she was having a membership for painting, to start painting and to become an artist. That was her success path. Yeah. So absolutely, you should do a Facebook ad when you start, when you set up your membership.
Yeah.
And another thing I wanted to talk to you is how the platform that you can use for your membership that came up during the Zoom too. So you can go simple. You can go just within a closed Facebook group. You just put all your classes up there and all your communication, your live classes and everything, and just. The name of the game here is to go simple at the beginning. Don't complicate it. Have an idea, have your market, and get going. And another, Amy, back to this mother-daughter project, she uses Google Form. Everybody signs up through Google Form. And then she goes on Facebook Live. She sends out the boxes and she goes Facebook Live, and that's it. Or there is another option where there's different platforms when you can put everything, your website, your email communication, your courses, everything you put on the platform, but then you have to pay for it, and also you have to learn how to use it.
Mm-hmm. And that would be and what's the other one called?
Kajabi.
Kajabi, that's it, yeah.
Kajabi, and I use Newsender. Mm-hmm. They are similar. Mm-hmm. Okay. And you pay a monthly fee, it's a membership. Yeah. And then you put everything, all your communication up there. Yeah. But you it's a learning curve, and probably if you've never done it, I would just start with Facebook.
Yep.
So if you did say you went simple and went with just Facebook, then how would you deal with people paying for the membership?
I believe that Facebook, you can sell stuff on Facebook. So I believe that you can pay on Facebook, or you just take it out and you do a PayPal. You do a PayPal paying on outside Facebook,
Right.
but you can have payments
Well,
through Facebook.
sorry, like I assume they pay and then you let them in the group and you can kick them out if they haven't paid. So
Correct.
control who's
Correct.
in and out.
So that's why when you have a few members, that's feasible because you have to do it manually. Now, when you have more members, then those platforms are good because then they would take them off, the minute they don't pay.
Mhm.
But at the beginning, when you have a few members, you can just go manually add them and take them off.
And you wouldn't want to have it on Facebook if you have a ton of people, I would imagine, because if Facebook for some reason kicks you off,
Absolutely.
you're on
Yes,
someone else's playground. So that's a little bit
you're
dangerous
right.
if you have tons of members.
You are right. And that I just read this today that Facebook and Apple, they are going at each other about privacy and stuff. So who knows what they are going. So at the beginning, Facebook is good because there is no learning curve and it's for free.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start growing and you make more money, maybe you can hire somebody to set up that platform for you, or you can learn the platform.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, ultimately it's the best to go with a platform. You have exposure there too, because if that platform goes out of business, then everything you're doing, but you can back it up, you can move it to another platform. I mean, there are different scenarios that you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So is there some kind of formula for figuring out what to charge for memberships, whether it be yearly, monthly, how many people you're going to have in per class, things to that nature?
Usually memberships, they go $15-25 a month. But if you have a subscription box, so you have some type of extra expenses for it, you go 40, 50-ish. So like Amy, she charges for the mother-daughter boxes. She charged, and she had a hard time figuring out because the boxes and the shipping was pretty expensive. So she's charging $47. Now, another thing that is you can do with membership, and I'm going to do that with mine, is that when you start, you have a founding membership, a seed membership that is called, and then you are going to charge a very low price. So I'm going to charge $27 a month for my first members, and it's going to be guaranteed for life as long as they are members. And the reason is because then you're figuring out what to put in that membership. You know what you want to teach, but they're going to help you to deliver the best value that you can give to your community.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you launch again, then you charge more. You charge a value that's sustainable for you. But the first time you probably you're going to lose money, right? Because you put your time in it and you're figuring out.
Right.
There are several types of memberships. So there is an ongoing membership when you open it up and anybody can sign up anytime. And then there's a closed type of membership, which you open it like for a week, let's say, or 10 days, and then you close it down. And I'm sure you saw it some, other sites like it's closed, but we are opening in January.
Yeah.
And you are open for a week and people sign up and then you close it down. There is no more. And then you can increase the price because you open up at certain times. So, and you're open about it. You say, you sign up now, I can guarantee that price. Next time it might go up.
Mm-hmm.
But the time is, the price, if you are offering just classes, it's about what I've seen is like Frida, she charges $17.
Mm-hmm.
I saw another model where I think it's Julie's art classes it's called. She has separate classes for $10. She offers like classes for $10 every week. And you buy the class, you download it, and it's yours. Or she encourages people to get into a membership, which is $20 a month. And then you can have access to everything that she has put in or she's putting in those classes.
Yeah.
So $20-ish is probably where 17, 27,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 37. That's probably a little bit at the higher end. And it also depends who's your target market. You know, if you're going for people with deeper pockets and you show up more, then you can charge more.
Mm-hmm.
It really depends what you're offering. Like I could see, let's say if you offer it for middle class, middle-aged women who don't have anything else to do, but they want a community, right? And you give them that community and then you show up every week, then it's more of your time and you can charge higher.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's it all depends what how you are structuring the membership.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen memberships who they charged $500 a month.
Mm-hmm.
And you know why they charge these master classes for very successful people?
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot get in without being successful. But once you get in, what you get is the networking.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's not what they offer, it's the access to the other people.
Mm-hmm. And so you're talking about, is that more of a business membership?
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
But even within your membership, let's say if you have a membership and you are inviting every month somebody like a very high-end artist that can teach a very specific skill, right? That your market wants.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can charge more because you have to pay that artist.
Yeah.
Right. So it depends what you're offering. If you're offering a specific technique and for people who are already artists, right? And they want to get to that next level, which is very high, very hard to get to,
Mm-hmm.
then you structure the membership such that I'm going to have like you know, Lisa, we talked about it. I took mosaic classes.
Mm-hmm.
And this was not a membership, it was classes, but the classes were $400 for the weekend per person.
Mm-hmm.
But what they did, they invited very well-known mosaic artists who had books published, who came from Italy and stuff like that. And those artists came here once a year. So everybody was like excited about it, right?
Yeah.
Waiting. So everybody paid the price. They were like, I think they were like 7 in the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So just to get access to that person was like, we didn't care about the money. Wait, we did care about the money, but you get my, it's like, it depends what you offer.
Yeah.
Right. Another idea was, and I put it in this Facebook group too, is like this artist from Jamaica. She sent me a message and says, hey, you know, we can have classes together and I'm going to bring Jamaica into your virtual classes, right? Mm-hmm. And then we share the income, or you pay me, or whatever structure you want to get. Yeah. So if you put that in your membership, then suddenly you can charge higher, because then you say every month, I'm going to bring you another country into your other continent into your class, right?
Right.
So it really depends what you're going to offer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So we have a question from Anita. She said, what is better to have, a membership without supplies or a membership with supplies?
Yes. It depends. If you, I would go with supplies because then I can control it.
Yeah. But
then you run into the shipping, you run into the timing. So then, you know, Amy, who, you know, the mother-daughter, she was very concerned about, you know, if you want the shipping to be guaranteed within a week, then you have to pay for it. Mm-hmm. So it depends what you want, but yeah, I would go with the supplies.
Yeah. Maybe it's with the supplies, you have to think the same way you do with what you're going to be teaching, and think ahead of what specific kinds of supplies you're going to use, and just whittle it down to just a few things that you're going to use all the time, so Correct. That you're not having to go out and buy different things all the time, because that would get kind of crazy, having to do a different kind of box.
But that's what Amy is doing. Amy is doing every month is a different box. So that's what's her model is with this membership, because every month is a different theme. So she's sending, so the supplies are different every month. But if you're teaching, if you're teaching a painting class, then you can send a initial box with all the supplies, and then maybe you don't have to send anything afterwards. You know, right. It depends what you want to do. But then it adds an extra complexity to it, and also it's going to increase the price. So you have to think about that.
Right. Yeah. If you're switching it up every month, that's
correct. And then you have the logistics that you have to worry about.
Yeah. She must be planning far enough ahead that she orders all her supplies a few months before she needs them because she has a membership. She knows.
12 months.
Say that again.
She knows for 12 months, 12 months ahead of time.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot of planning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the good thing about it is like she plans 12 months ahead of time, but then she can redo it the next 12 months, right? I mean, it's not that much different, right? The initial investment is there, but then, you know, once she figures out what is working, then, you know, she can use some of the stuff from the year before or ideas from the year before.
Right, because you're going to have some attrition, people leaving, so you can reuse your ideas eventually, I would assume.
And who remembers what happened a year ago anyway?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
So back to that question with the membership, the email marketing, I would like to have more information about what that, you know, Esther, the first question that we had.
Yeah, he hasn't said anything else. I don't know if she's still here.
Okay.
I don't think she is. It's hard for me to tell.
Yeah, because it depends what that email list entails. You know, if you have an email list or you have to gather the email list, those are two different strategies that you have to follow.
Mm-hmm.
One is to, as I said, if you have an existing email list that you gathered from, you know, years ago or, you know, throughout the years, then you have to talk about your membership, about what the progress is going to be within your membership. If you have to have a new list, then you have to figure out how to get the lead magnet to get that list. Mm-hmm. And that can be like a free PDF about what type of brushes to use for this type of painting, mm-hmm. right? Or where to buy the best brushes for the price, or, you know, something that people want to download and give their email addresses for.
Mm-hmm. And would you do that? I guess it probably depends on who your audience is, but would you do that through Facebook or would you do that through your website?
Both.
Okay. Both.
Absolutely on your website. It has to be on your website, yeah, because many people find you on the website. Mm-hmm. And also you put it regularly on your, some people put it on their story, like when they have on your Facebook page on the right side, there is that about, yeah, they put the lead magnet there too. Mm-hmm. So then people can see that right away. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then give their email addresses.
Yep. All right. I saw another membership type, which was, they had a bunch of different teachers. It was a virtual class situation for art. And they had a bunch of different teachers that taught classes. It was kind of like Outschool, but it was much smaller, and they only had they only had like painting and drawing. They didn't have like a wide variety of things. So, and you paid a certain amount every month to be able to access all these different classes.
Yes, but those classes, were they like the access only, like a platform for classes like Udemy that we talked about, or was it a real membership where the teachers came to you and then they interacted with you? Because those two are different.
Yes, maybe.
Right. One is a platform when you can upload your classes and then people can pay the price and then watch it, and the other one is and that can be a membership too, but our membership, the value is that you show up, or any teacher shows up and you can interact with them.
Yeah, no, there wasn't.
And that's why it's more expensive. Yeah.
It's different. Yeah. But you could do like an umbrella organization of different teachers and have them show up. I don't know if that gets too confusing.
I don't know how you can scale that, because then I guess you can, if you have a good search capability for that platform, and then people find that teacher and they want to take classes with that teacher, but then also you have to guarantee that teacher shows up on live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why that if you have too many teachers, you lose that control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So maybe that's why. But if you invite the teachers within your membership, like, you know, that Jamaican teacher, or you can have one from Greece or one and every month you invite somebody with you. Mm-hmm. Just what we are doing now. Now you have control over it.
Yeah.
And that's a different model.
I can see there's a negative and a positive for both scenarios. So let's say you go with the setup where you have live classes. You join the membership, and then you can have the interaction with the teacher, which is great because you have that extra personal connection and guidance. But then you have a problem with time zones, and you're going to have to work within the time that you can teach where you live versus everywhere else. But if you have lessons, the other one where we have lessons that you can just download and at your own time, those anyone can access and do that. But you wouldn't have that personal connection.
Yeah, that's a very good question. But yeah, you might lose those time zones that are flipped. But there are many. I've seen memberships when people would get up at 2 a.m. for the members to go live.
Mhm.
So it's probably the exception of the rule.
Yeah.
But also you record it. They can access it anytime.
Right.
So if they cannot show up, but they see value in you, and also don't forget, it's one thing is you, and the other thing is the community that you offer.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep that community alive, right? So even if they cannot watch you live, you record it, and the community is going to ask questions and answer questions too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you offer within, and you generate that excitement and that engagement within that community of your membership.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they cannot watch you live, they can have access to other people, right? Like from Europe and they can interact among themselves. So that's the value of the membership versus just putting a lesson up there and then have a collection of lessons. Because I don't think that would be a true membership for our purpose.
Yeah. So Anita said, can you do both, perhaps recorded for different time zones? So she's wondering, I think she's wondering, can you do it live and also have a recording, which I think.
Yes, that's the way it is. So you record it live and you put it you leave it within your Facebook community, Facebook group. Mm-hmm. For the members. You leave it up there so they can find it. And when you grow, you have that platform where you put it up. It's like anybody who is a member can access it and they can search. Because at one point you're going to have a lot of classes. So that's the limitation of Facebook. You cannot search. But if you have that platform that does everything for you, then you can put tags and searches and stuff. Mm-hmm. So when you have, like, let's say 100 classes or 50 classes, then it's definitely you have to use one of those platforms. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the recording is there. You record every single class.
Yeah. Okay.
And you can even record your live interactions too.
Mm-hmm. Just like
so they can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is good.
Yeah. So I would like to talk about my membership.
Yeah, I know. I was just I think you covered all your bullets that you're going to do, and then you have a membership starting.
Yes. So it's going to be for marketing, basic marketing steps. And I structured it for 3 pillars. It's going to be to attract students and clients, mm-hmm. To sign them up into your classes, and to keep them. And keep them is probably going to be it's something that many people don't think about, that you have to have an onboarding process, which means that, once you sign them up, you have to have steps to kind of welcome them into your world so they feel like they belong. And also you have to engage them on a regular basis so they don't leave. So that membership is going to be, I'm starting the 3rd week of January, and I'm looking for funding members, which means that I have units, classes for 12 months. It's going to be a monthly membership. It's going to be classes every month, once a month. I'm going to show up live twice a month. We're going to have a community. And also the founding members are going to tell me in what order to present those classes. And if there's any extra ideas that I haven't thought about. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be the benefit of having founding members. And I'm going to open it up for $27 a month. And that's going to be a guaranteed price forever.
If you're a founding member.
If you're a founding member. After that, it's going to go up.
Yep.
So I am, more information is on my website. It's evercreating.com/membership.
Okay, I'll put it in.
And if you go there, you don't have to sign up. You can sign up for the wait list. It's no commitment. But I would welcome you. I mean, I would encourage you to go there and see how I structured it. And I got very good feedback from the marketing community about it. So what I did is I put a basic information page on my website. And then when you click on learn more, it's going to go into a sales, so-called sales page.
Mhm.
And the sales page is structured such that you see what are the benefits for you.
So let me
And
just go over the address you give it, evercreating.com/membership.
yeah,
Okay, I'm just putting it in the chat. Oops, okay, got it. Well, that sounds great.
thank you.
I know. What made you decide to pick this niche?
So I don't have an art studio, or I'm not a teacher, art teacher, not a teacher at all. But I do love taking classes. And my kids are taking classes, and we are going to enroll my son into drawing again because he just started drawing again. And I just love classes. And the story behind this is I've been wanting to do this for like 3 years,
Mhm.
and I never had time because I have a job and I have 2 kids and such. And now with COVID, everything slowed down, and that's the good benefit about slowing down is that I just said, okay, now or never. And the story behind that is I took those mosaic classes that I referred to, very expensive classes in this very, very nice mosaic studio. And it was all mosaic walls, and the owner was an artist. It was just marvelous. They had a kitchen and everybody would bring stuff there. And then it was just a great, great place to go. And then she moved away, the owner moved away and sold the studio to a mother-daughter couple. And what they did, the studio was in a crappy area. I mean, but it was just a marvelous place to be.
Mhm.
And so what they did is they moved to a more upscale area
Mhm.
and took the whole vibe that artsy fartsy thing was out. So then all white walls and everything. And they started to have a store and to just open up for everybody. And it just 2 years later, that whole thing just died. And there's no more art studio to go to. And I'm like, I saw it coming. I didn't talk to them. And I'm like, it was such a bad thing to happen. They should have never moved. They should have just kept their market, and just the model works. So they changed the whole thing. And because of that, I'm just like, I can help out those other people
Mhm.
with what they need to do. Even though you would think mosaic is such a small market, right? And she had a business for 10 years, a good business.
Mhm.
So even if you have a small niche, you can make a good living.
Mhm.
And that's what I want to kind of teach people. If with the right marketing, with the right market, you can have a very good studio
Mhm.
or art teaching business if you are mobile.
Mhm.
So that's the story behind why I want to do this.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of the place. It looks really magical.
It was
Really
magical.
cool. Yeah.
And I'm not an artist. I mean, I do this as a hobby, but it was just a wonderful place.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it doesn't exist anymore because they just didn't do the right things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh well. All right. Well, this was great. That was tons of information, and we got some questions, and this is recorded, so I'm gonna post